Hello gorgeous, it's Jen. Welcome to my channel. Today I thought it would be fun to share my vacation / wedding makeup bag with you. I am traveling to Florida this week. You'll be seeing this video on Monday. I leave Tuesday morning. My niece is getting married. I am participating in the wedding. It's a Disney wedding. It's a very small, intimate wedding. However, she chose a shade of a dress for me. So I'm going to be part of this beautiful Disney experience. I am going to be spending time at the pool. I'm going to be traveling. My goal is to take a carry-on bag. We shall see. So I thought I'd go over my makeup and just have some fun putting a face together. So if that sounds interesting, just keep watching. Figured I would do my wedding makeup and then just talk about how I simplify my makeup for poolside. I have this bag from Beauty Bay that I recently did a video exploring more Beauty Bay products. I love their eyeshadows, and they had a little kit that was on sale. So I grabbed that. I love this little bag. That's what I'm going to be using. I have this little bag that held my alter ego brushes that I have my favorite brushes in, and I have a little grouping of makeup in front of me that I plan on using the day of the wedding. So obviously when you're packing, you have to be careful. When I made choices for makeup, I made choices of things that either perform perfectly or are things that are a little more durable. Let's get into it. Already on my face, I have my Essence eyeshadow primer on. I've been testing it. I've been enjoying it. It's little, it's inexpensive. I also did my brows. I've mentioned how I have a few different brow gels that I love, but the ultimate lazy girl fave is the NYX Brow Glue. This also comes in shades now, which is great, but I'm more of a clear brow gel kind of gal. So I put this in my brows, let it set, and then filled it in with my Wet n Wild brow pencil. And another little tip for when you're traveling, I literally sat and twisted it up to make sure that it was full, because I was gonna bring another brow pencil and it was not. It only had this much left. That's the scariest thing about brow pencils. You never know when you're gonna run out. So I very carefully twisted it up to make sure that I had lots and lots of product, so I will not run out of my brow pencil. I still am using my Carpe for my upper lip because I still tend to break out in a sweat while I'm doing my makeup. It's weird. My hands will be cold and I'll have upper lip sweat. I don't know. Is that a middle-aged thing? Maybe. But this is working great for me and I continue to use it. I'm not always mentioning it in videos because I'm almost considering it more of a skincare item, but I wanted to shout them out because it has been very helpful. 4 primers, little extra, but I'm bringing 2. The Caliray, I absolutely love it. This plumps my skin, smooths my skin, mattifies my skin. Very nice, and it also smells very pleasant. I am a sucker for that. But I'm also bringing the Supergoop Mineral Mattescreen. I am not always the best with applying my sunblock on the day-to-day. When I go on vacation, I'm much better. But day-to-day, not so much. So I'm embarrassed to admit I have not used this very much since I got it because I haven't been traveling or out in the sun. But today I'm going to use it and I'm going to apply it pretty generously on my face. It feels very silky on the skin, which I appreciate. Doesn't feel heavy. We're going to give that a minute to set, and then I'm going to go in with the Caliray just to add a little more blurring. And of course, I do put sunblock on when I go out in the sun. I have like the sport spray stuff that I will hit the whole body, hit the face. I will be good. It's been about a minute and now I'm gonna go in with the Caliray. And this smells like citrus. Hopefully these 2 primers behave together. I've never worn them at the same time. I didn't feel any pilling as I was putting them on, so that is good news. I want the skin to be very matte and very smooth because I'm not bringing a foundation. I'm going to spot conceal, use powder, and just use as minimal coverage on my face as I can get away with. It's going to be warm. I'm going to be running around. Keep it simple. So I'm going to next jump into the eyes, and for the wedding, my dress is a mustard gold sort of color, and what I thought would be the best and most durable eyeshadow palette that performs wonderfully, and you don't see it often on my channel because it's one of my oldest palettes. This is the Natasha Denona Camel palette. I made sure that this was still available. It is shown on Beautylish. I'm not sure about Natasha Denona. This is one of her bigger minis, and it is beautiful. There's all different shades of browns. There's more of a copper and then more of a champagne, but I thought this would be an easy shadow palette to take on vacation. And there might be days where I just put one of the browns in the crease, or I may go with the shimmer. Most likely I'll go with the shimmer. I'm packing some of my favorite brushes. e.l.f. Putty Primer Brush. I love this for my cream blush. I have a Real Techniques brush that I use for my cream bronzer. Most of these are affordable. I do have a couple of Refer in there, and Refer, I have the number 5 that I use for my blush. This is in my bedroom. And I also have a couple small blending brushes that I will use in today's look. But these are what I'm bringing. I did bring a couple extra because I'll be doing my mother's makeup for the wedding as well. Everybody's getting their hair done. Some are getting their makeup done as well. I opted not to have my makeup professionally done. I'll do it myself. And then my mama wants me to do hers, so I will. Grabbed these two Refer brushes. The first one is the number 15 brush. And in this Camel palette, these colors are very, very similar. This one seems to be a little more cool toned, and this one is a little more neutral. I'm gonna go in with what appears to be the warmer one because my dress is like a yellowy gold. And I'm just going to swirl this in the outer corner and bring it up and over. Again, when you're traveling, there's going to be other people in the room. I have a handheld mirror that sits on the dresser that I'll be bringing, but you just don't have the time to really take your time doing makeup when you're traveling. So it's important to have things that are gonna work easy and quick for you. Refer brushes are on the expensive side. Every one that I own, I have gotten on sale. What's nice is that they do often have sales. Truthfully, my very favorite brushes are Refer brushes. I'm gonna take that same shade on a Refer number 12, and I'm gonna go under the eye. Next, I'll go in with the shimmer, and I'm going to use this lighter shimmer shade on more of the front portion of my lid. It just is so pigmented, and it has a very soft shimmer, so it's not super duper glittery, but still just brightens the eye, and it's a nice champagne cream color. Blend that in a little bit. I'm going to take that same Refer 12 and I'm going to go into this deepest shade and just stamp that into the outer corner just for a little extra definition. I love this brush for the outer corner because it just fits into my eye, and I can just sort of press and swirl a little, and it's one of the easiest outer corner brushes that I have. The less work, the better, right? See how nice that blends? And then just to blend the bright with the dark, I'm gonna take this more coppery shimmer and I'm gonna put that right in between those two colors, just for the prettiest blend seamlessly. For liner, I have my Sephora Retractable Waterproof. I took this on vacation last year. This is just one of my favorites. I like that it is a twist up. It's easier on my eye and it does last. I also like that it has the little smudger. I'm gonna go lightly with the liner on the outside edge, on the outside edge, on the bottom here, and then I'm gonna take it on the waterline top and bottom, but just on the outside corner. And then that smudger is great if you just want to blur that line a little bit or blend that edge from where you have the liner to where you don't. Moving on to the face, what I decided to do was I have two different shades of the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Concealer. I do enjoy it. And I have the shade 18 that I like to use to spot conceal on my face. I have this little e.l.f. It says Blending Perfector brush. That's what I like to use to tap it in. And what I'll do is I will take this, I just wiped off any excess product, and I'm going to lightly tap on any areas that I think need a little extra coverage on my face. So just sort of dotting it around, but in a very light fashion with a cleaned off brush, so there's hardly any product. And then I'm just going to take that brush, and you could take your foundation brush as well. I think a foundation brush would make more sense. So I'm going to go in with the Haley's Beauty just so that it blends easier. Time is of the essence as well. Now the skin just looks more even, any darker areas covered. Good. For concealer, I chose the concealer that just performs the best for me. My little one had a rough night sleeping. My husband is on his way to go pick him up at school. We thought he was okay this morning. He's not feeling well. He was up a lot last night, at least six times, up out of bed, getting him settled. So I am very tired, and I probably will be tired on vacation as well. We're going to be running around and having a good time, but sleep is not always #1 priority on vacation. So my eyes need all the help they can get. This Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, this is the best coverage. It can be a little drying, but I will take that because I never am sorry about the coverage that it provides. I have mine in the shade Light Sand, but before I go in with that, I have really been enjoying this Revolution Line Fix Under Eye Primer. I'm going to put a little bit of that on first. I wish I'd remembered to do that before because I always like to try to give it a minute to set. This is going to smooth out the lines on my under eyes a little bit more, and I believe it feels moisturizing. While we let that sink in a little bit, I can go into my cream bronzer. This is the Uoma by Sharon C Flawless IRL Bronzer in Shady. It is a very nice, neutrally leaning cool cream bronzer that is very lightweight, easily blends into the skin. And this is not a very deep shade, and that's okay because I'm just going to try to keep the makeup on the lighter side, the lightest definition. And now I can go in with the Tarte Shape Tape, and this is another one that I clean off that wand first so that I don't go in with excess product. I'm just going to tap it here and here. In here. I actually really like the smell of Tarte Shape Tape. I like to take a fluffy blending brush. I don't know who this one, I think this is from Juvia's Place, and I'm gonna just blend this out. And that did a great job. I can still see a teensy bit of darkness under my eyes, but I don't want to build it up. Hopefully the powder will help, but if you really want super full coverage, Tarte Shape Tape is the way to go. Moving into cream blush, I grabbed my other Uoma by Sharon C product, the Flawless IRL blush in Bougie AF, and this is a more peachy shade, and I am good with that for the day of the wedding. I also brought another powder blush that I will show you that I will use to set this if I wanted to go a little pinkier. I like to change it up. Some days I want more of a peach undertone to my cheeks. Other times I prefer a more pink. This one has a lot of glow to it and is very light in tone as well. They do have different shades. This is just what I picked up. Love the way my skin looks with this on. It gives it a nice subtle glow. To set the bronzer, I grabbed my e.l.f. Primer Infused Bronzer. This has been around for quite a while, and it is just an easy go-to. It is a neutral bronzer that's not going to be super dark and tinging gray, but it's not going to be orange. This is one of my most recommended affordable bronzers. I have a curved Luxie brush that I like to use for the nose contour, and I'm just going to do it very lightly. To set the blush, I'm using the same blush palette that I used on my last vacation video. It was new to me at that point, but this has become a staple. This is an affordable powder blush palette from e.l.f. that I just love. I can go more peachy, I can go more pinky. Two of them have shimmer, the other two are matte. I love this palette. I'm gonna go into this top peachy shade right here with my rougher number 5, and I'm just gonna set that Uoma by Sharon C blush. For powder, what I grabbed was an old standby that I do enjoy, which is the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop powder. Mine is in light medium. And I'm just going to use my puff, which I am bringing with me, and I'm tapping lightly and just setting in my T-zone so that I can keep most of that glow, but set where my oils kick in. I'm going to take the lightest bit under my eyes just to help with creasing. Choosing a mascara, that was a hard one. I currently do not have a waterproof formula or have owned truly a waterproof formula that has wowed me. It always leaves me a little lacking. So I'm going to take a chance, and I'm going to take the L'Oreal Telescopic Lift Mascara. I hope that it behaves. I'm also bringing my Milani tubing because I normally like to have this on the top and this on the bottom. This is my favorite eye combo at the moment. And I'm thinking if this one misbehaves, then I'll just use this on the top and bottom. I, of course, will give you an update when I return. I'm going to curl the lashes, and then I'll add the mascara, and I'll be right back. In case this is your first review of this mascara, I do want to mention how cool the wand is. It's got a flat side on one side and bristles on the other. And the way that you apply it is that you go on the flat side first, just applying the product in a more intensive way. Oh, I think I just got it on my lid. That's all right, we'll fix it. And then you can turn it around and run the bristles through. And it truly is a fantastic mascara. I know there's some drama going on with a influencer that sort of falsely represented the way that this performs, but that is a shame. If she did indeed misrepresent, I don't know for a fact, but I know there are accusations, but that is a shame because we try to be honest on the platform, and I'm sure the truth will come out. But this mascara truly is a very good mascara. Now I'll finish putting the coats on and I'll be right back. Mascara is on, and I'm so glad that I'm filming this video because in my list of packing, I forgot that I got lashes to put on for the wedding. These are the Kiss So Wispy Full Bouncy Volume and Curl. And then I picked up the Kiss Lash Glue Liner. I think I'll trim half of this lash off and make it more of a outer partial lash. And I'm keeping the outer edge because they do get a little bit longer on the edge. And now with this liner, the directions say to apply the liner and then immediately apply the lash. So that's what I'm gonna do. Lashes are on. They are a little bit bold. I think I like them. And now I'll go ahead and add my Milani tubing on the bottom. Currently on my lips, I have the LYS Speak Love. This is their Glossy Lip Treatment Oil. I often will put this on my lips just as I'm getting ready, and then I'll wipe it off and apply my lip color. Super moisturizing, not sticky, very nice. Lipsticks that I packed. I packed my Sephora Liquid Lip in 72, which is one of my favorite nude browns. This formula is fantastic. It's not super drying. It's great if you need to touch up your lips. This is a really lovely formula. I also am bringing my e.l.f. O Face lipstick in Drive, I believe it's called. And this is another neutral brown. So like if I have this one on and it needs touched up, I can touch up with that one and it'll look fine. For my pink option, I love this Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit liquid lip in, this is the shade Rebel Rose, and it is a pretty like mauvey pink that will just stay and stay and stay. And then for my red option, my beach makeup, what I plan on doing is, you know, bronzer in the crease, a little bit of blush, a mascara, and a nice red lip. And this Juvia's Place Red Velvet liquid lip, this is a mini version, I believe, is fantastic. It dries down to the most beautiful velvety matte color, and it is just a nice blue toned red. I like it when I have very little on my eyes to have a nice bold lip. So for today's look, I'm gonna go in with the new e.l.f. O Face lipstick. And of course I grabbed my favorite liners from Morphe. I have the Sweet Tea that I could use with the pink. I can use with the more nudie browns. And then I have the Well Red from Morphe for my red lip. This e.l.f. O Face is fantastic. I've been really enjoying it. I'm gonna leave the lip matte because I want to test the longevity of this lipstick. I have a feeling it's long wearing, but I'll never know if I put a gloss on top of it. However, I do want you to know that I will be bringing my current favorite gloss. This is the Fenty Ice. I love it. It is like having a peppermint on my lips, and it's just gonna feel lovely. But for today's look, I'm gonna leave this matte, and then I'll let you know if I went glossy or matte for the wedding. For setting spray, I decided to go with the Milani Make It Last. This is a good one from the drugstore. I almost forgot my BH Power Pencil in white, just a little bit in those inner corners. I hope you enjoyed this little get ready with me, this little sharing of what I'm taking on vacation for a destination wedding. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing before you leave. I would love to have you join me. Give the video a thumbs up, and of course, leave me a comment. I love having a conversation with you in the comment section. I will hopefully see you in my next video. Have a wonderful day.